Hello everyone, my name is Lowko and welcome to another episode of Mastersmind. My opponent for this game is going to be none other than Roly-Poly, who is currently ranked 484 in the Master League in Europe. Hello everyone, my name is Lowko and welcome to another episode of Mastersmind. Today I'm playing against a Protoss player. He's going to be a high master level player on the European server, and I'm going to be playing a first person video on demand, as you can see right here. So yeah, I'm recording this commentary right after the game, so bear in mind everything is still fresh in my head and I'm going to try explain everything that I was thinking about during the game. And in this game, I actually make a bunch of pretty big mistakes that should have cost me the game way earlier than I actually maybe, might not, maybe, I don't know. I don't know if I win this game, I'm not gonna tell you. Spoiler! Oh well, it's going to be a Zerg vs Protoss on the map Cloud Kingdom. And like I mentioned, my opponent is a pretty high ranked master player on the server. I myself, I'm at the moment like mid-master level. Just because I'm not playing as much, because I'm kind of stuck with World of Warcraft. But yeah, every other day or so, or every day, I try to play a few games just to keep my hands warm and just keep my mind set to StarCraft II, because I still really love the game and I don't want to get terrible at it by not playing for really long. So yeah, as you can see, this is actually a live game played on the extreme graphic settings in StarCraft II, which is something new for me. I always play on the low settings, so I'm not currently sure if in a later episode I will actually keep playing on those extreme settings. Would you guys actually mind commenting in the section below if you would mind it if I played on the low settings, because it's a lot easier for me to actually play. I found it kind of hard this game to actually see everything that's going on, just because of the extreme graphic settings and all the stuff that's going on right now. And yeah, so as you can see, I'm gonna open up with a 14 spawning pool, going to actually try and hide my drone because I didn't scout a probe for him, but looks like he didn't send out a probe just yet, which makes me a little bit curious right now. But I'm gonna go for my 15 hatchery right away at the standard timing. I'm kind of interested why I don't see a scout. I'm actually not completely sure if I just missed it completely or if he's cannon rushing me right now. But as you can see, I see a pylon on the low ground. I actually see another pylon on the low ground. So at this point, I'm not really sure what he's doing. But as you can see, I also see the Nexus right there. So this instantly indicates to me he went for pretty much the greediest build possible, which is going for a Nexus first, followed up by a pylon, followed up by a forge, and he's actually going to follow it once again with a gateway. So he's playing it the greediest of the greediest. Without any kind of scouting, and if I would have done anything like a 7 pool, which I was actually thinking about doing when I saw the loading screen, I was like, nah, I'm recording, that won't be any fun. But yeah, if I would have done that, I would have actually won straight out because he went for the greediest build ever. And yeah, so as you can see, I made a queen. I also start my third base right now, and I also have a second queen already on the way. I'm going to keep scouting everything with my overlord right now, just clicking on that cannon right there to see if it's a cannon or a pylon, and I'm going to try and actually kill off this probe. Where it came from, I'm actually not completely sure. He might have just scouted me on a standard timing, but I just didn't notice it. So that's already a mistake of me. Not the biggest of deals, but yeah, it's kind of interesting how I did not notice it. So as you can see, I'm just going to walk my queen to the natural right there, and I'm going to inject in my natural once and actually start a third queen right away as soon as I can. And as you can see there, my third queen goes down. I also lose a Zergling right here, which is pretty bad by me, but so far didn't lose both Zerglings, so I still can keep scouting. I have my overlord on top of his ramp, and that's the exact location that I want it in. Also, I have an overlord at his third base. It's actually the second overlord that I created on 9 supply. A really important overlord position right there as well, because that position of like right behind his third base actually covers his third base, so I can see if he expands, and I also have the possibility to either just fly it into his main if I feel like something cheesy is up, or I can morph it into an overseer later on to actually see what's going on without losing everything. So there we go, my third queen is out right now, and I'm actually going to start my gases right now at the 6-minute mark, as you can see right there. Also going to rally some more drones into my third base right now, and I'm also going to start max saturating everything, all my bases that I have. I see he took a relatively early third gas. Sadly enough, on this map it's kind of hard to scout the fourth gas, so I don't know if he has 3 gas up or 4 gas right now, but it doesn't really matter that much. I also see him poking out right now with a zealot, so I don't really know if there's a stalker follow-up, because I wasn't paying close attention to my overlord that's hanging on his ramp right now, so I'm kind of forced to make a few extra zerglings that would have otherwise not been necessary right now. So here actually his zealot comes in. I'm going to try and actually make everything, just save everything, but as you can see, I'm making a little bit of a micro mistake right here. I'm not going to lose any Zerg or any drones though, so that's not actually the biggest of deals. So what I'm going to do next, spend my first 100 gas on a lair, also getting a roach warren and a evo chamber just for the upgrades and the roaches later on. As you might have noticed already, I am going once again for the stephano kind of style, and with these zerglings that I made, I'm actually going to scout for any kind of proxy pylon, because I don't know what he's doing, but there I actually scout with my overlord. There's a third base up right now, so I don't really need to scout anymore more with those zerglings, because those zerglings were just scouting for a pylon that could have been there if he went for a really aggressive push, but if he actually is making a third base, I can safely assume he is going to play defensively. So right now, I know I can safely drone up until my saturation is completed. I know I can do pretty much everything that I want, and I know I am safe for everything that is going on at this point in time. However, I'm just going to poke in with my zerglings, see what's going on, and I see 3 cannons going up right there. I'm actually going to click on them just quickly, seeing what's going on, and I actually noticed they are all 3 cannons, noticing that he went apparently for a nexus, which costs 400 minerals, he went for a pylon, which is 100, and he went for 3 cannons, which is 3 times 150 minerals, which in total would add up to, that is 950 minerals at that part in the game. That's really greedy. So what I'm going to try to do is actually push into his natural with a Ling Roach army, because I know he spent a lot on his third base, and I know the third base is well defended, but I know his natural will not be. So I'm going to make a macro hatchery. It's actually already part way done. I'm also going to make a few overlords just to clear up some supply for roaches, and now I'm going to start the production on my roaches right now. As you might know actually, my micro in StarCraft II is pretty terrible. That's probably my weakest point right now. My macro is pretty decent. I managed to do it pretty properly. As you can see, my injections aren't spot on just because I haven't been playing too much, and my inner injection clock isn't spot on at the moment, but not the biggest of deals because I have a macro hatchery soon, and that will actually be able to soak up most of my excess queen energy. But right now I just want to get my micro sorted out, because I'm pretty terrible right now in micro. So as you can see, by losing that overlord, he actually brings me valuable information, because I know he has stalkers in the main to actually try pick off that overlord, and he has sentries and immortals in his third base, so I know that he is not going to be able to defend this if I do it properly. However, right now I'm moving in with quite a small army, trying to pick off a stalker here or there. I actually managed to pick up 2 stalkers right here, but here my terrible micro comes into play, or his good micro rather. He puts down some nice fortitude right now, and I'm going to use or waste a lot of roaches right here, which might cost me the game already. I'm actually going to lose so many roaches right now trying to snipe down that immortal, but I actually don't manage to because of the cannons that he made at his third base. So I decided to just try and get the best of it, pick off a few sentries if I can, pick off a few stalkers if I can, and I'm just going to move out of it if I am able to. Right now picking off all the sentries just because those will be the ones that are really valuable to a Protoss player. The stalkers he can easily replace, but the energy on the sentries is hard to replace rather, because it just takes time to actually replace. But right now I am pretty far behind in my opinion. Also having a few misrallied virtues right there, which I don't really know how I misrallied them, but yeah. So right now I have a few possibilities. Right now I could actually decide to just go for a fourth base myself, take some other gases, and just go for some late game play. Or I could wait for him to move out and wait for him to make a mistake, which is something that happens quite frequently in the Master League. If it was a professional player, or if this was a Grandmaster level opponent, which he might actually be, I don't know, while playing this game, he will no way like fall for my trap. So what I'm going to try and do is just mess up my army, go for a really big reinforcement if he moves down, and that is basically my only possibility right now. If he actually decides to sit back and wait for his max supply himself, I am going to lose pretty badly. But right now I see he's adding on more gateways. More gateways going down for him, so I imagine he is going for a 3 base all-in relatively soon. So what I'm going to do is just max up all my supply, make more links and roaches, and sit on a relatively big bank. just so I can reinforce a big swell of army when I engage him when he moves out. However, if he's not going to move out right now, I am 100% dead. So I know he has observers somewhere on the map, most likely. They are kind of hard to spot on those graphics settings that I am playing at, so I haven't spotted any. But I imagine he is scouting my fort base, and as soon as I put down my fort base, he is moving out. But apparently, he's also having an observer with my army, because instantly, as soon as I start moving, he also moves back his army once again, as you could see on the minimap right there. So what I'm going to try and do is actually just poke in a little bit, keep injecting with my queens, add on some drones on gas, and also start my upgrades just in case we have to go for the late game. I want to have a little bit of a chance, but at this point I am pretty far behind. Of course, I have a nice bank. I killed off a lot of sentries, which are valuable to him, so he can't have a ton of immortals right now. But still, it is kind of scary right now, and I don't know what he is up to. So right now I see instantly he's putting down a fort base, and I know this is my one chance, so I'm going to try and actually surround his army the best I can. He actually puts down some nice forces, some decent forces, but I'm going to try and surround them with all the zerglings and roaches that I have right now. I'm actually doing some pretty damn micro right here, moving all my roaches actually into the force build, but I do manage to get a surround on him. And I actually do manage to put down some many I actually managed to take out most sentries, most immortals right now as well. And that actually gives me a chance to actually win this game. Right now you can see everything is going down right now. I'm going to reinforce with a big swell of roaches and lynx once again. And he is putting down a lot of stuff. I actually do manage to kill down his fort base right here, and he leaves the game. I want to thank you all for watching. Have a great day, and I see you again. Bye!